阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛！世界各地的莲花童子们，大家早上好。
Amma Kumaras all around the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am tonight's host for this lesson, Dharma assistant Li Ping from UK's Gentle Leisang Temple. Once again, I'm very happy to be able to gather together with everyone on the various channels, YouTube, Facebook, Zoom. And tonight it's June 26th, 2026, Taiwan time, 7:51 p.m. And once again, welcome everyone back to this 8th course of Tribal School Online University at TBSOU, the Sacred Chants of Buddhism.
稍等一下，不好意思。
Please hold on a second.
欢迎大家再次回
And
到真佛宗网络
welcome
大学第8门课程佛教
everyone
梵拜。今晚呢，我们将继续
back
进
to
入第
this
3章
course.
共
And
语网
tonight
课的
it's
第3节
chapter
网课实
3,
务教学
practical
3仪轨
Practical
的解
chapter
说
3 on the
唱
noon
诵
offering and
及
evening
法行。
recitation. And
那
tonight's
今
lesson
晚呢，我
is
们
part
依然
3
恭请尊贵的
on
释联
the
上
evening
师慈悲
recitation.
授课。
And we will
另
once
外
again
也向大
invite
家
Master
报
Liang
告一
Wei
下，由
to
于今天
teach
的
us
英语
tonight.
翻译员真
And
助教请假，因此呢，今晚的课程将暂停
there's
印尼语同步直播。那需要观
because
看
Dharma
印尼语课
assistant
程的学员，
Tu
欢迎
Chung
于
has
课
applied
程
for
结
leave
束后
tonight.
再至
So
YouTube 观
after
看
the
英语的
lesson,
那所以今晚的课程呢，将同步以中文、英文双语
Indonesian interpretation will be provided later on after the lesson, so
同学习
students
感恩
can
大家的理解与配合。
refer to the recording then.
另外就是大家
And
也很注意的小考，就是提醒一下大家，联位上师
regarding
给
the
大
mini
家说
exam
的
that
是
everyone is
在今
is
天这
concerned
节
with
课就是五共语晚课
during
结束之
tonight's
后，
lesson,
这一
after the
段这
lesson,
一阶段的课程将不设小考，只是学员
there
们
is no
需要完
mini
成且懒散的
exam.
唱诵考核笔记。大
However,
家可以录制视频或者
you
音
just
档
need
上传
to
到
do a
YouTube 或者
recording
是
of
Google Drive， 然后再
your
传给意思讲
chanting
师
and playing the
翻译
ritual
的。
instruments for the
然后
Sangharama
因为
praise, or
在后续
also known
的
as in
上师
praise
也
of
提到，还
Sangharama,
会在
and
后续
upload
的
it,
天数让我
and that
们
would be
相关
sufficient
课程中
because the
所使
melody
用的
is the
唱
same
诵曲
as
基本是
Tian
相
Chu
同
Miao
的，
Gong,
因此
which
只要大家
translates
能够
literally
熟悉
to
并掌握铁栏站的旋律、
divine
观念以及唱诵的技巧，对未来学习其他传
divine
记也会
cuisine
有
or
很
celestial
大的帮
cuisine
助。
and
那希
marvelous
望大
offerings,
家可以利
so
用课余
that
的时
the
间
melody
多
is
加
seen
练
as
习，也
that,
可以
which is
上
part of the grand offering
真佛宗
to
全球
Buddhas.
网络教学普
Um,
修的 YouTube 频道观看课程。
after the lesson, after
那
the
同
live
时
stream
也欢迎
lesson, the
大家可以
recordings
登录
of the
真
lessons
佛
will be
网络
uploaded
大学的
onto
网
the
站，
YouTube
下载
channel
今日课程的
of
PPT、音档与相
the
关
Global
资料，
Online
方便
Learning
大家课
and
后复
Practice
习。
YouTube channel
那如果
managed
大
by
家已
Jura
经准备
Foundation's
好今
Education
晚的
Department.
课程，欢
And
迎在
if
会议
you're
室打个888，
If you're
让
prepared
我
for
们一起
tonight's
准
lesson,
备
you
今
can
晚
type in
精彩
888
的
in
课
the
程。
Zoom chat to
那在今晚的梵拜课程
welcome
结束
tonight's
后呢，依然
lesson or
设
look
有
forward
释
to
疑
it.
解惑
There is
环节。
also a
那
question
如
and
果大
answer
家
segment
在
at the
上
end
课
of
的
the
过程
lesson
中，
and
对于
during the
梵
lesson.
拜
If you
知
have
识、
any
语
questions
录或者
regarding
网课的
Fan
内
Bai,
容有任
Secret
何疑
Chants
问，
or
欢迎大
regarding
家将您
Shishi,
的
which
问
is the
题
food
留
offering,
言
you
在
can
Zoom 或者 YouTube 的
type in
聊
your
天室中。
type in your
课后
questions in
呢，
the
我
Zoom
们将
chat or
请
on
授课导
YouTube,
师是联位
Facebook,
上师慈
etc.
悲为
And
大
we
家
will
一一
invite
的
Master
解
Lian
答。
Wei to
同
compassionately
时，也
answer
欢迎
everyone's
进到
questions.
世界各地参
And
加
we
颂语课
also
程的学
welcome
员，
everyone
趁
from
这
all
个
around
时
the
间
world
等上
who,
课的空档，
while
也
waiting
将颂的
for
名称修
the
改为
lesson to
您的法
begin,
号加
please
来自的
rename
国
your
家
Zoom
以及
profile
道
so
场，
that
那方
with
便大
your
家彼
name
此
and
交
your
流，
country of
一起
residence.
认
So
识
this will
也
allow
让联
us,
位上
all
师
of us
看
to get
看
to know
你。
each other, and
如果
also let
方便，
Master Lian Wei
大
see
家可以
you.
打开摄像
And
头，
if
一起参
convenient for
与
you,
今
you
晚
can
的
also
全球
turn
共
on
修
your
共
video
学读
camera
书圣课。
so that
那时间来到7:55
and the
分，因
time
为
now
我在
is
英国，所以英国的
7:55.
时间是
Sorry,
12:55
because I'm
分。
in the
因
UK,
为
so
同
the time is actually
那在今天正式开
12:55.
始的课程之前
And
呢，我想请问
before
大
the
家
lesson
最近
formally
有没有在
begins,
家练习梵拜呢？
let me
有
ask
没有练
everyone,
习
have you
上
been
周联位
revising
上
at
师教导
home
大家
the
复习的
evening
五共唱诵，
recitation or the
还
chanting
有
for
晚
the
课
noon
中的请
noon
顾上
offering?
警钟记起。
Samantha Badra's
那
verse
我们
urging
记
the
得我自己
assembly.
早期在为
And
上
I
师
remember
跟着
that
做五
in
共
the
语
early
晚
days
课
when
的
I
时候，
followed along to
我
do
自
the
己
noon
的心
offering and
得就
evening
是，我觉得我
recitation,
应该已经会
my
唱，
personality
但是
was
不知道后
that
来考证教
I
时，
think I
需
already know
要
how to
自
sing
己
it.
开始唱以
But
及打法
when
时，
I
才发
actually
现
sat for
原
the
来自
Dharma
己真的
assistance
唱
exam,
着
I realized that it's actually very easy for my melody to run when I sing it myself. So, Master Lian Wei also mentioned that the most important point is for sacred chants is to keep practicing no matter what you're doing, even when you're doing other things. You can also practice the chanting in your mind until you're so familiar with it and that you can even sing it in reverse. The earliest chants that I got to know were the noon offering and the evening recitation. I often had to drive long distances, so I would play the audio in the car and listen to it and sing along and practice time and again to establish my or increase my confidence level until I felt comfortable or confident enough to do the noon offering and evening recitation at the temple. So let's do a quick revision of the last lesson. Master Lian Wei mentioned that the evening recitation is a practice that the monastic sangha would carry out every evening in the monastery. And it happens at the transition between day and night at dusk. It also reminds us of the impermanence of life and helps us to maintain right mindfulness towards the meaning of life. And through Samattabhadra Bodhisattva's first urging the assembly, it reminds us to maintain right mindfulness and reflect on our body, speech, and mind, and to gather our scattered thoughts to return to purity, to our pure self nature. And Master Wei also taught us about the spirit of the evening recitation. Tonight we will go further into the Fourfold Refuge and the Great Compassion Mantra, as well as in praise of Sangharama, so that we know how to carry out the evening recitation properly with decorum, with deportment, and also learn the chanting. And the main points for tonight's lesson are or include one, the Fourfold Refuge, returning to our pure self nature, the Great Compassion Mantra, and also the unbounded food offering, outer food offering and inner transformation, the Sangharama praise, establishing sacred boundaries, as well as protecting our mind. And we will also observe and study the Tang Leizang temples, practice of the evening recitation through a video, and tonight's lesson will teach us how to carry out the practice and also with a pure and reverent heart how to carry out a session of the evening recitation. And let's all look forward to Master Lian Wei's detailed elucidation of the lesson. And once again, at the end of the lesson, we will be taking a group photo. So please turn on your video camera beforehand so that we can also have a keepsake of tonight's precious lesson. And you can also turn on your microphone at the end to say goodbye or bid farewell to Master Lian Wei. And the time is now 8 p.m. sharp. So now let's quieten our hearts, gradually let down all the worries, the busy day of work, let down, relax, let go of all our discursive thoughts, and with a focused, pure mind, let's welcome Master's teaching of tonight's lesson. And reverently welcome also the TBF Chairman, Master Chen Su, TBF Education Department Director, Master Lian He, the Teaching Master, Master Lian Wei, Master Senior Reverends, Dharma Instructors, Dharma Assistants, and all students from the various channels, YouTube, Facebook, Zoom, and with our most respectful heart, let's welcome Master Lian Wei to lead us to pay homage to our True Buddha School lineage and invite her to teach lesson. Okay, everyone, please put your hands together, your palms together. and wholeheartedly pay homage to our lineage true guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng, True Buddha School lineage gurus, the triple gem of the altar. We pray for your great blessing light so that tonight's lesson will be auspicious and perfectly complete, and all students will learn well. And please form the Pama Kumara Mudra and visualize our root guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng, above the top of our heads or our crowns, radiating great light to bless us. And recite the Pama Kumara mantra 7 times to pray for the great lineage blessing. Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Om.
Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom. 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 好，阿弥陀佛。上师
Amitabha, Master, Senior Reverends, Reverends, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, all Dharma brothers and sisters, greetings to everyone. And today we are going to continue to learn about the evening recitation. During the last lesson, we stopped at the Fourfold Refuge and we only briefly listened once. Today we will continue to learn it. And remember, the Fourfold Refuge is after we sing each line, we will prostrate in homage. So at this time, everyone is facing the altar and not the east section and west section facing each other. So whenever we are paying homage or prostrating, we are facing the altar. So let's take a look. The last lesson we mentioned that the first line, we will start each line as though it's new. Here it says 5-5, and Master Changren, because there was a break between the notes, but I'm more but you can also sing continuously, so the 5-5 is 1-5 instead of 2. And for the explanation, when we listen to Master Ayushma Changren's audio, there's a blue tick at the bottom of Zi Gui Jinggang Shangsha. Willingly I take refuge in the Vajra Master. And second line, Dang Yuan Zhongshen, there are all these blue ticks. So the blue tick means that the ending note needs to go up a little bit. So the note will go up. But Ayushma Changren, when we sing sometimes, I'm not sure why, but the first, third, and fourth, he would sing it with the note would go up, but the second line he didn't sing that note with it going up. But 3 out of 4, so have that kind of quality, so we would follow that. And Fa Wu Sheng Xing gave rise to the unsurpassed mind of bodhicitta. There is a symbol, the triangle. It represents pressing the singing bowl. So when you press the singing bowl, it's at half beat. So you need to kind of practice this. And let's first listen to Ayushma Changren singing or chanting. And you can also pay attention to, after each line, the prostration and the rise. It has to coordinate with the 九宗十五鼓, which is the 9 tolls of the bell, 15 strokes of the drum. If you don't really know how to play the bell and drum, you'll refer to Tao Li Temple's video. I invited them to especially focus or zoom in on the drummer, the person playing the bell and drums. So you can take a look at that. There are big circles and small circles. The big circle means one beat. The small circle means it's a shorter beat. So you have to pay attention to the beat length. And let's listen to Ayushma Changren's audio. When you are holding the ritual instrument, apart from the bell and drum ritual steward, there are 2 rows of the dianban. The black notes, the black dots refer to when the willow chime or the guiding bell plays. And the other side, the symbols to the right of the black dots are for the bell and drum ritual steward. So usually if you are the cantor, the chant leader, you only need to pay attention to the black dots to play the guiding bell. Okay, we can pause the audio. And today, the students who are participating in the interaction, Dharma System Li Miao, and please turn on your microphones so that we will invite them to try singing along, chanting along.
立庙还有另外一位是，哎，怎么没有看到他？
上次那个局方知道，他说他家突然间停电了。
OK， 好，那今天就立妙跟美萍跟主持人
Dharma assistant 菊芳 was supposed
菊
to
芳出来了 ，OK， 好，
is supposed to interact, but she had a mini blackout.
起音，你们两个轮流唱哈，立妙助教先开始，我们唱了起音之后，立妙跟着试试看。
So they will try.
"好，来立妙，
听见我吗？
由来开始。很好，来换菊芳试试看。
Okay, very good. 菊芳 Dharma assistant 菊芳。
立妙，来，你再唱一次，唱第一句自皈依金刚上师，唱到最后大圆满奥妙。如果你有引磬的话，一起敲一下拍子会比较
Okay,
准。
please sing the full first line, and if you have the guiding bell, you can coordinate with your willow chime. Because because we're online now, so the online speed might not allow us to coordinate together.
皈依金刚上师，当愿众生真的空和大圆满奥妙。
好，大部分听起来会唱，只有一两个音没有
In general,
唱
she knows how to sing it. Just for a few notes.
上师的那个诗后面的音要勾起来。
Like the blue arrow that
皈依金刚上师，懂吗？那你后面要勾起来
that ending that note needs to go up at the
当
end.
愿众生，你都是最后一个字。当愿众生真的空要唱好。
So at the end of each phrase, the ending note need to fully sing it. Try again.
好的。皈依金刚上师，当愿众生真的空和大圆满奥妙。
好，那个声哈有当愿众生的声有4个音，空和的和也有4个音。我再唱一次，菊芳也顺便注意一下哈。当愿众生4个音哦，生正得空和也是4个音，因为这2句是同样的唱法，所以你看我有用红色的圈起来，对吗？所以你的声如果少一个音，你只有唱3个音，你的和也会只有3个音，唱法是同样的哈。好，那个立妙再注意一下，那个菊芳来试试看唱第
Okay,
2句。
Dharma assistant 菊芳 please try. The second line.
唱第二句皈依佛，不好意思，打断一下。
Sorry, interrupt. Please sing the second line. Willingly I take refuge in the Buddhas. May all beings intrude and understand the great Tao, give rise to unsurpassed bodhicitta.
OK， 还不错哈，不过你的声音
pretty good.
我到后面差一点听不到。
For some reason, the volume went lower and lower. It was in general that there are no issues. We can sing the last line together. Dharma Assistant Li Miao, sing the third line. Willingly I take refuge in the Dharma.
丽妙，开一下麦克风唱。
Please turn on your microphone to sing the third line.
皈依法当愿众生深入经藏，智慧如海。
好，那个丽妙，那个红色的深入经藏的藏。
Okay, for the part in the blue rectangle, I think you're missing one note as well. Follow me.
经藏。
深入经藏。
再一遍，再一遍。对了，对了。
One more time. This time you got it.
深入经藏。
很好。那我们
谢谢
现
上
在
学
可以好。我们现在把
So now let's sing from the first line to the fourth line, and we can all practice all together. And then we will continue in the ritual.
皈依金刚上师，当愿众生证得空和大圆满奥妙。顶礼。这个是要五体投地大礼拜哈，再起。
Here we need to do the 5-point prostration and then rise.
皈依佛，当愿众生体解大道，发无上心。拜。
Prostrate, rise.
我们现在是没有九中十五补版本的哈。那
This version is without the 九中十五补, the 9 tolls of the bell, 15 strokes of the drum. But remember to give rise to aspiration.
皈依法，
Straight.
起。
Rise.
这个都是皈依自己的自信，大家要记住。
All of this is to take refuge in our own self nature. Remember this.
皈依僧，当愿众生同理大众，一切无碍，河南深中。拜。起。
Prostrate. Rise.
问讯。
Wenshun is bow.
好，这个就是四皈依。
Okay, so this is the fourfold refuge, and because Ayushma Changren, that version is a group version. So when you listen to the guiding bell and the pressing of the guiding bell, because in those days, many decades ago, the audio recording quality is not so great. But there's another version where I use the guiding bell and the singing bowl. You can listen to it, to the audio. And now let's move on in the ritual procedure. After the fourfold refuge, it's Namo, or take refuge in or pay homage to Sangharama Bodhisattva and the Holy Assembly. So just now we were facing the altar or the shrine, but when we sing this Namo Sangharama, we are facing each other. So listen to what the chant leader or Weino says. So the Weino will say something like 面对面, which means face each other, and for the east and west sections to face each other. So when he presses on the singing bowl, if the Weino doesn't say this, then please, everyone, when you hear the singing bowl being pressed, you automatically, if you're in the west and east sections of the hall, to face each other, the assembly, the east and west sections of the assembly to face each other. And for the Sangharama praise, we would also be facing each other. And only after that, when we are doing the ending sequence of the ritual procedure, when we are going to do the homage, prostration and homage, and then we will face the shrine again. So here, the three chants of Namo Sangharama Bodhisattva, you would follow the symbols on the right side of that line in Chinese. So you would see the triangle at the top, which is to press the singing bowl. This is the standard for also when we chant sutras. So the last character of the first line, we would also sound the singing bowl. So when you see that symbolic notation on both sides of a line of Chinese text, it means that the symbols on the right side of the column of Chinese text means it's for the first chant, and the symbols on the left side of that line of Chinese text means that it's for the last chant of that same line. So here it's the third line. You would. The second time the bowl is sounded, do you see the red text? There's the symbol for the singing bowl. That is because when the palms are placed together, if it's very long or you have to recite it many times, your shoulders will be very tense and be uncomfortable. So there is this fang zhang, which means you can relax and let down your palms. So around this area, the exact place is not so important. You can place your palms on your your diaphragm or your stomach area region. So then you'll feel more relaxed. It's a little bit more comfortable. And then there is the in the next column, the next column. So this is where the person who's doing the food offering actually goes outside to do the food offering. And then the next time there's a cyan rectangle soha with the sounding of the singing bowl. So it's in a sutra text or mantra text, that means that it's time to place your palms together. Like for instance, the Kishigaba Sutra, if you keep putting your palms together, you're going to be very tired. So there are these sounding of the singing bowl to indicate when you can actually let down your palms and when you to resume putting your palms together, placing your palms together. A lot of sutras, mantras, like the great compassion mantras, they would say sa po he. So if you hear Ayushmat Changren singing sa po he in the audio, that's also natural, but later on Grandmaster did indicate to us to change sa po he to soha. So the newer audio files don't have sa po he, they have all been changed to soha. Second last line, it's about to break, about the end. Here you sound the singing bowl, and the last line. There are two kinds of breaking here. Early days, when they sang sapoha, but so some people sing the same melody as sapoha for soha. Another version is so there are two kinds of endings.
收高音，那这里只有2个字首哈，你也可以收低音。巴哆耶嗦哈，收低音都可以的。
So both ways of singing are fine, depends on you. Ayushmat Changren sang sapoha.
好，再来我要讲的是
And then what I want to share is it says soha here.
圈起来绿色的地方
the cyan rectangle, it says soha there. We have an audio recording of Grandmaster chanting the Great Compassion Mantra from 30 over years ago. The first time, if you see, the second column of the Great Compassion Mantra with the cyan square, that character, it was Grandmaster recited an the first time. However, after that, all of the an was read as and the sapoha and soha, the first chant Grandmaster recites sapoha. However, all the sapoha is read as soha. So you're wondering, is it meant to be sapoha or soha? My logic is they brought a lot of information to Grandmaster to do the audio recording, and in those early texts, the was written as an, and so Grandmaster read an the first time, but then after that he realized that it's a mistake, so he read subsequently and maybe the Chinese text, it was written as sapoha, but subsequently he self-corrected to soha. So it's possible that the version that he was reading from is the Sutrayana version where it was written as an and sapoha, but we should know to change it to and soha. When we're going outside to do the food offering, there is the sounding of the singing bowl. And Here it says, and although the 出十偈, the food offering verse and mantra is at the end of the ritual procedure, but we should know that when we are chanting the Great Compassion mantra, we are invoking the main deity of this food offering, Avalokiteshvara, with his or her great compassion to bless. So we are doing the food offering while the Great Compassion mantra is being chanted, not at the very end. So if you're doing the ritual as a group, then the food offering is done in the middle of the Great Compassion mantra. If you're doing it alone, carrying out the ritual procedure by yourself, then you do it at the end of chanting the Great Compassion mantra. Then only after finishing the food offering, when you come back, then do the Sangharama praise. So the food offering has to be tied to Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. So only after the food offering, then we sing in praise of Sangharama Bodhisattva. So little note about the Sangharama praise, the Fa Wang Chen Dharma King Citadel. Second column, there is a section there which is the Qi Xing Ban, which is the 7 stars temple, and there is the wooden fish singable. Here it doesn't differentiate between the big circles and small circles, but there is another version of the Dianban score for the Sangharama praise where it has squares, so you can keep track of the rhythm, the tempo more easily, more accurately. So now let's talk a little bit about the 3 chants of Namo Sangharama Bodhisattva and its significance. So the next slide. What does Sangharama praise mean? So we can divide it into 2 sections. Externally, we are praying for Dharma protectors to protect this cultivation venue. So in Sanskrit, it's Sangharama, and it refers to a monastery or a temple, a place for cultivators to cultivate. The other meaning is referring to the great Dharma palace that protect Buddha Dharma, protect the cultivation venue, protect the cultivator. So it's not just one single Dharma protector. My table is a little too small. When we do 3 chants, we are not just calling upon Sangharama Bodhisattva alone, but we are calling upon the Holy Assembly. And in the sutras, they would refer to 21 Dharma protectors. In the Chinese Buddhism, there's the inclusion of Guan Yu. So he is the 22nd Dharma protector, and with him as kind of like a symbol, a representative. So when we sing 3 chants of this, we need to give rise to a sense of praise and reverence. We are invoking them to internally purify the cultivation venue. Externally, we are preventing the negative invisible beings. Not all are negative, but the ones that are negative, and thieves or bandits, to guard from them. So can take a look at the slide. We are praying for Dharma protectors to protect internally and externally. So we are also praying for them to help us reveal our self-nature, to protect our mind, our inner state. So the external cultivation venue is known as a Sangharama, but what is most important is our inner cultivation venue, the one inside us, within ourselves. We have a cultivation venue within ourselves in each and every single one of us. Not everyone has a cultivation venue. Not everyone lives in a cultivation venue in a temple, but you can also go and help to deliver sentient beings because you have this invisible temple within yourself. So when we chant this phrase, we are also calling forth our right mindfulness to protect our minds, to guard against the three poisons which will obstruct and cover up our inner light. So when we abide in the Sangharama within ourselves, the cultivation venue within ourselves, we are calling upon the awe-inspiring protection of Sangharama and the Dharma protectors, and we are also adorning the cultivation venue within ourselves with right mindfulness to protect our self-nature. So why do we only sing or chant or call upon Sangharama Bodhisattva and not 韦陀菩萨 Skanda? What about Skanda, Venerable Skanda? Is he not important? Do you know the answer? Maybe you didn't think about this. We only sing the Sangharama praise. Okay, the reason is because in the evening recitation, we chant 3 times of this Namo Sangharama and praise. In Sutrayana traditions, in the morning when they do the rituals, they would actually chant 3 times Namo Skanda Bodhisattva or Wei Tuo Pusa. So at Taiwan Lizang Temple, because we don't do the morning practice of the Sutrayana traditions, we would actually practice the Riguru Yoga of True Buddha Tantric Dharma. So we only do the evening recitation and offering. And the Holy Assembly of Dharma Protectors refers to 21, 22, 23 Dharma Protectors. Tielan Sangharama Bodhisattva belongs to Chinese tradition. And just now, okay, we'll come back again to explain more. For Sangharama and the Holy Assembly, I'll use the wooden fish. Master Changren, Ayushma Changren sang high notes. There might be some variations. He sang it like this. Okay, can you see my instruments? If not, then listen to the sound. But my own habit is I'll sit a little further back so you can see my instruments. Okay, now they're on the screen. My practice is I would sing low notes. The chant. 等一下，我突然不会。菩萨，好。总之就是有这个高音跟低音。So there are high melodies and low melodies. So the chant leader might sing in different ways. It's okay. 他如果唱的是切兰，你就跟着唱高音。If the chant leader sings that way, then follow along.
这个你就跟着韦罗唱。
So you can follow the Weino, the chant
我
leader.
们往下看，我就是稍微讲一下这个。
So that's just a brief
好，我们
explanation.
往下看这个最重要的晚课的大悲咒。
The most important part, the Great Compassion Mantra of the evening recitation.
晚课为什么要念大悲咒？
Why do we chant the Great Compassion Mantra? Because, as we mentioned previously, the food offering, the main deity of the food offering, Dharma, right, is Avalokiteshvara, who is an emanation of the spirit of great compassion and oneness. So we would invoke Guanyin or Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva to bless with great compassion and with the Amrita, the nectar, to save and deliver bardo beings, spirits from their suffering. So the food offering for the evening recitation is called Shi Wu Zhe Shi, which is unbounded food offering. If you What is the main point of the Great Compassion Mantra? There are 4 points. The first is transformation of the phenomena. Second is purification of the cultivation venue. The third is the vows of compassion. The fourth is guidance on the direction of one's mind. So point one, transformation, what is it about? When the invisible spirits, the beings, because of their previous bad karma, they are not able to receive food or consume food directly. So they need the power of the Great Compassion Mantra, the power of the Dharani and visualization to transform the rice grains and water, to transform into pure Amrita, so that the beings, the recipients, can actually receive it. So only after it has been transformed into Amrita, then they can receive it. The second, purification of the cultivation venue. When we sing the Great Compassion Mantra, it has the awe-inspiring virtues of protection. So at night, the yang energy diminishes. There might be more potential for interference, spiritual interference. So the Great Compassion Mantra has great awe-inspiring boundary protection powers. So when you sing the Great Compassion Mantra, your water or your white, the five baijias is white, I think it's mustard seeds, or the 5-colored thread, they are able to carry out protection, boundary protection, which prevents negative spiritual entities to come in and disturb the peace. Another point is the invisible beings, because sometimes they might have bad karmic tendencies. They might, some might be more aggressive and grab food. So when you chant the Great Compassion Mantra, it allows the cultivation venue to carry out the food offering peacefully, so that all beings that come can equally receive the food offering. So it's called Ucha Puhu. So they will not be bullied and they can receive it equally, universally receiving the food offering and unbounded. The third point about Beiyuan Sheshou, which is compassionate embrace. The mantra, when you listen to the frequencies of the mantra, it has compassion, it has the frequencies of equality. We are carrying it out with equality, doing the food offering with equality. So it is equality between karmic creditors and loved ones, between enemies and loved ones. With the power of the Great Compassion Mantra, you are easing you're easing the suffering. You are also pacifying the negative energies or the the tendencies of the beings. So I'm not just giving to only the beings of the water realm, and I'm only giving to those of the land realm. So if your karmic creditors also receive their offering, then you can resolve the karmic grievances, you can untie the knots of enmity, and they can receive the Dharma food, and they will be able to give rise to the virtuous roots of wanting to take refuge in the triple gem. So it's a way of leading them back to the right Dharma. And in the end, it's all about cultivation of the self. We are cultivating the spirit of great compassion and oneness. You reckon the compassion that arises from the knowledge that all beings are of one body, and you save the sentient beings. So when we treat them well, they will also reciprocate and return or repay our kindness. And you are you are establishing great kind affinities with the beings outside. So it can gradually diminish the miserliness, our habitual tendencies of pettiness or negative tendencies. So it has also that inner transformation. So Great Compassion Mantra has great power. And the next slide, when we recite the Great Compassion Mantra while doing the unbounded food offering, it is the dual employment or engagement of Veda, which is all-inspiring virtue, and compassion, loving kindness and compassion. So great compassion with a mind of equality, you are also washing our 3 karmas. And let's first listen to Grandmaster's audio, Grandmaster's chanting of the Great Compassion Mantra. You can chant along and pay attention. The first time he recites An, but after that he recites Om. The first time he recites Sapoha, afterwards he recites all Soha. So this audio recording is from 30 over years ago. Later on, I don't have any further recordings of the Great Compassion Mantra by Grandmaster. If you happen to have, then you follow the latest audio recording of Grandmaster's chanting of the Great Compassion Mantra. So he learned this from his great aunt, and so it might have the Taiwanese accent. So let's listen to how he chants it. We can follow along.
Namo hikirito iman ariye porukete sepo lalin topo Namo nana kinti siri maha panto same sapo atha to supen hasein sapo sato namo posato namo pokya moha to tanchi tha om aluduhi dokyate kyarote ihede Maha Putissato Sabo Mona Moshi Ditoin Kiru Gemben Turu Hwasyayate Maha Hwasyayate Toro Tirini Sipolaya Zera Mama Mona Muti Ihe Siri Sena Halosan Po Daseri Hwasan Porosea Huru Mola Huru Siri Sara Siri Suru Hote Putoye Midiri Nana Kinti Pini Na Oye Mona Sapoho Shitoye Soha Maha Shitoye Soha Shitoyi
我们这边先暂停一下哈，因为时间比较不够。
Okay, let's pause a little bit here because insufficient time. Let's listen to Ayishma Changren's how he transitions from
萨婆摩诃阿悉多耶娑哈，遮吉拉阿悉多耶娑哈，波陀摩揭悉多耶娑哈，那那金金安毗那耶娑哈。
先稍微放大一下，会比较容易按。
南无揭兰三宗菩萨，南无揭兰三宗菩萨，南无揭兰三宗菩萨，南无拉丹那多拉耶耶南摩利耶波罗揭谛萨班达耶菩提萨埵婆摩诃萨埵婆耶。
好，可以。好，暂停。好。
Okay, let's stop here. So after 3 chants of Namo Sangharama, then it continues immediately to the Great Compassion Mantra. So if you have time, go and listen to watch Taiwan Lizang Temple's version and Grandmaster's audio recording of Grandmaster's Great Compassion Mantra. Next slide on the food offering, the unbounded food offering. The ritual, you would recite the verse once. So note the last gong. It means that we are giving with equanimity, equally and universally. So the mantra Om Muliling Soha, I don't know whether you remember or have any impression. There is this Shi Wu Zhe Shi Zhen Yan, so it's unbounded food offering Dharani. And when you are offering the Amrita, Dharma food, the Amrita, you would be offering to all beings, whether high or low beings, whether karmic creditors, etc., all offering with equality and universally. We would actually recite this mantra when we are doing that. And the evening recitation, the food offering, is this unbounded food offering. There are So someone asked, is 出生 wrong? Or is it meant to be 出世? So what it actually means is that after the rice and water has been blessed, then it becomes 出生饭 or 生饭. So it's not wrong. It's not a typo. 出生. The Sutrayana traditions, when they do evening recitation in the rice, they do it in a more complex ritual. They would pour 9 times of the Amrita into the rice container. So they have a separate rice container and Amrita vase. So they have their own tradition, and we just need to roughly know. But when we are doing the food offering and the yoga flaming mouth ritual, this is a ritual, a tantric dharma ritual. At the end of the Tang dynasty, when certain dharma rituals were lost, subsequently it was picked up again. They used tantric mudras and mantras to perform the rituals. So they needed certain rituals that the group can follow along and perform together so that it would be more for for tantric dharma, because we tend to practice more like alone or not as like a whole group. So you just put the rice grains in the water, and we would just perform the food offering. So Grandmaster has already condensed the essence of the food offering into its most simplified form. So this is all we need to know. The food offering and the yoga flaming mouth, these are from tantric sutras originally. So Jupiter Tantric Dharma is about it's a combination of both Sutrayana and Tantrayana. So regarding the evening recitation, you might wonder why is it different from the noon offering, etc. So here is this table to compare the noon offering and the evening recitation. So you can take a screenshot, or on YouTube you can screen capture between the three. One is Grandmaster's food offering versus the noon offering versus the evening recitation. If Grandmaster's food offering is the basis, then the noon offering and the evening recitation are just variations that are built on the basis of Grandmaster's food offering practice, because the time is different, the objects of offering is different, the recipients of offering are different. So there is a proverb that is the meaning is sort of like when we address different groups of beings, we use different methods or ways of saying. So basically, the different mantras and the verses are addressed toward different groups of recipients. No matter what time you do Grandmaster's food offering practice, whether it's in the morning, whether it's in the afternoon or evening, the offering object that you prepare is water and rice grains. So the first mantra is the same as the noon offering, which is the one that begins with Da Peng Qi Shi Niao, the great golden winged Garuda, and Om Moti Li Soha. And the method is to sprinkle the water and the rice grains outside. For Sutrayana noon offering, because as mentioned, the Sutrayana traditions, they don't eat after afternoon. They don't take the evening meal as food. They would treat it as medicine. So during the noon offering, there is cooked rice and there are side dishes, vegetables, etc. So there will be the Buddha hand ritual implement and the knife ritual implement, and they will use these implements, bring a little clump of cooked rice. So use the knife to take a little bit of the rice, the cooked rice, onto the hand, the Buddha hand implement, and they will chant the verse and the mantra and go out to do the food offering. For evening ritual, because it's medicine, it's not food, they're not really eating food, they're taking medicine. So they return to using rice grains and water. And because you are doing the unbounded food offering, so the first is different. So that means that translates to you, the multitude of ghosts and spirits, I now offer this nourishment, may it pervade the 10 directions, and offering to all ghosts and spirits. So the mantra is Om Muni Ling Soha. And because it's an offering to all ghosts and spirits, didn't we mention just now it's yoga flaming mouth? No matter what category of invisible beings, whether they are of land, of water, of the air, and whether weak or strong, etc. So the 7 grains of rice, when you put it onto the offering platform, you have to divide it into 3 clumps, 3 in the center, 2 on the left, and 2 on the right. You have to divide it into 3 categories. The first group in the second, you use your use your forefinger. So the fingers represent from the little finger is earth, water, fire, wind, emptiness. So the forefinger, the ring finger represents water, and we use the forefinger, the ring finger to the fourth finger to flick the three clumps of rice. We use our from the left, so center, left, and right. Our left. So at Tao Li Temple, we would have 3 rice grains in the center. So our simplified manner at Tao Li Temple, we have 3 grains of rice in the center, 2 grains at the left, 2 grains at the right. So center and then your own left and then your own right. And you would flick out in this sequence to the invisible beings. So these are built on the foundation of Grandmaster's food offering practice. And noon offering is cooked rice and side dishes. The evening recitation is rice grains and water. And also Grandmaster's method, a personal food offering is rice grains and water. So this is a rough overview or summary of the different kinds of food offering. So when we go back to Grandmaster's way of the food offering, the water with the 7 grains of rice. Now we're talking about the food offering. We might not be able to finish covering the Sangharama praise, but we will finish up this food offering. According to what Grandmaster has taught, when you receive the rice, if you're doing it as a group or whether maybe doing it as individually, when you go outside, write 3 home syllables on the water to bless this rice and water. To transform something that's very ordinary into something that's extraordinary, we pray for Avalokiteshvara, Kuan Yin. Some people place their fingers on top of the water. For me, I don't like people to touch the cup that I'm drinking from with their fingers, so I would place my fingers at the side of the cup rather than on top. A lot of people place their fingers on top. My own personal preference is I would place it a little lower at the rim, below the rim. And after writing 3 home syllables on the water, then you visualize Guan Yin Bodhisattva pouring Amrita into the water. Because everyone is already saying the Great Compassion Mantra, if you're doing it as a group, then everyone is also empowering or blessing the Great Compassion, blessing the water with Great Compassion Mantra. If you're doing it yourself, you can also pray for Guan Yin to pour the water, the Amrita, into the water you're holding. And when you go outside to chant the verse and the mantra, when you arrive and when you depart from the platform, you need to bow. You recite the verse. When you are reciting 此时变十方, remember when you recite this, you can't always offer water and rice. So like for today, what did I offer? I forgot after tonight's offering. Okay, I remember. Taiwan has this snack or pastry with red bean filling, so I offered that. You can visualize fried chicken, or you can visualize red bean pastries. You need to visualize the food, so then your offering has power. You have to visualize the red bean pastries filling the vast expanse of space. And after you have finished visualizing clearly, then you recite the mantra, Om Muliling Soha. And then you pour out the rice and water divided into 3 columns. 3 grains arise in the center, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. And you can also coordinate with Om, Hom, 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 Hom. So Om, white light, red light, Hom, visualize blue light, and then Hom. When you recite the 3 Hom, you flick. Hom, flick once, Hom, flick twice, Hom, flick 3 times. So the 3 grains arise in the center is for the invisible beings, the ghosts and spirits. The second flick is on the dragon side is for those of the water. And the dragon side, the 2 grains arise on the dragon side is for those with the fur. So land beings, beings on land. So next lesson we are going to cover the Sangharama praise, but we can listen first to the audio so you have a brief awareness of what it's about. So the pink highlight, the melody for the 2 pink highlighted areas are the same. So in the center, the 3rd and the 4th column with the yellow highlights, they are the same. The yellow highlighted area on the 3rd column and the yellow highlighted area in the 4th column, they are the same. So 有护法王城 although the 2 words sound the same, but the melody is different. So this is the 3rd column. The one in the 4th column. It goes up. So the melody goes up. So the Cheng in the 4th column, the melody goes up. If you mix up these, the melody for these, you will not be able to continue and sing it properly. So it's a little place to take note of. 3rd column, the character in red, here you need to sing otherwise your beats might go off. Cheng, the 4th column. There are 8 squares on the 5th and 6th square. This is a place for you to change breaths. So the 7th square, then you start to sing So I forgot to draw a line there, which is to indicate the change of breath. And then you start saying only from the 7th square. So you can screen capture this yourself, and let's first listen to Ayushmat Changren singing this. Remember to give rise to a mind of praise and reverence, praise for the Dharma Palace.
OK， 好，所以这边的话，第3行
So
的
here, the third column
这里就是七星版，
for Zhi Gong Shu Shen has a 7 stars temple, and Yonghu Fa Wang Chen, fourth column, the bottom part is also called the 7 stars temple. There is big circles and small circles, so it's clearer. Whereas the other version of the Sangharama praise at the end, but it's not so clear. If you want to learn it well, then this is a good reference. Otherwise, when you see the circles, they are all the same size, you will not be able to play it well. So you can learn using this version first. So once you have learned it well, then when you see the other 点板 score, you won't be confused. Hopefully, when you go back and listen to the Sangharama praise more, then next week when we continue to teach this, it will be clearer for everyone and a little hard to take note of, to tell everyone. Fa Wang Chen, the Dharma King Citadel, there are 8 beats here. There's another version, there's another audio for this, where I sang. So Ayushma Changren's version, because it's a group setting, so the audio might not be so clear where the wooden fish and the guiding bell is sounded. So I did a recording where it's only the wooden fish and the guiding bell, also known as the willow chime, is sounded. So at Taolisang Temple, when we learn Fa Wang Chen, this part has 8 beats, and the third or fourth beat of Cheng, the Dianban score we had received, it had more turning notes, whereas Master Ayushman Changren's version didn't have so many turning notes for that Cheng. That's Master Changren's version. This is the version Master Lian Wei learned. So this is the part where it's different. If you're in North America, you can follow Ayushma Changren's version. If you're in Asia or Taiwan, you can learn the Taiwan Lizang Temple's version. Both are fine. The main point is, if you know both, then whatever the Wei No or the chant leader sings, then you can follow. So then it's not a problem. And we will first end our lesson here for tonight. I will please show the Dianban score again. I will finish the explanation. Here is the explanation regarding the Sangharama praise. So, 为汉为贫, what does it mean? So the first line refers to the awe-inspiring divinities of the temple. The second line, they are very sincere, surely, and devotedly help benefiting sentient beings. The Fa Wang Chen, the Dharma King, here refers to the Buddha, and the Cheng, the citadel, refers to Fan Yu, a pure abode to allow the right Dharma to dwell for a long time. So what does Wei Han Wei Ping mean? So the Dharma Rajas, or the Dharma protectors are the pillars supporting a cultivation venue. They are like a shield that they are supporting pillars, and also like a shield that protects the cultivation venue. Namo Hu Fa Zang Pu Sa Mo Sa is these worldly Dharma protectors can elevate in position to transcendental Dharma protectors. A lot of these Dharma protectors are manifestations of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. They are wrathful manifestations, so they are great Bodhisattvas. Maha, Prajna, Paramita, all Dharma protectors and external merits will all return to the pure present thought, the pure present mind, the pure great wisdom that brings us to the other shore, to ultimate liberation, ultimate attainment, enlightenment, and liberation. So we need to praise the Dharma protectors who are guarding the cultivation venue. They are protecting the sacred boundaries. They are also helping to protect our inner states of mind. Finally, a conclusion. The evening recitation procedure is the dual employment of the all-inspiring virtue and compassion. So we start with Samantha Bhadra Bodhisattvas, first urging the assembly, and then the fourfold refuge that helps us to return to our self-nature. And then we have 3 chants of Sangharama Bodhisattva, Namo Sangharama. Then to pray for protection of the cultivation venue, then we sing the great compassion mantra and transform the rice and water offering and do the unbounded food offering, and finally end off with the Sangharama praise. So tonight's lesson is a little longer, but if you have any questions, you can ask. Dharma sister Shamin asked a question. If lay practitioners without a cultivation venue, if they're doing the noon offering and the evening recitation at home, do they need to follow the... If you're talking about the noon offering, the 2 ritual before the 2 times, are you talking about the noon offering or Grandmaster's food offering?
我说的就是我们学的这个我们应该怎么做？因为有好多那个仪轨嘛，今天在学的。我是要用仪轨呢，我还直接就按师尊教的那个洒那个水呢。
所以我才问你说，你是要做显教的这个。
So my question is, that's why my question is whether you do the noon offering and evening recitation. If you want to do the noon offering, the Sutrayana version, then there is cooked rice, and then there's the cooked rice and side dishes. But if you're doing Grandmaster's food offering, the simple version, then you don't need to, then that's not called noon offering. For Buddha's birthdays, there is the grand offering to Buddhas, which will be covered in the subsequent lessons. That is on an even grander scale. It's a great offering performed on special days.
对，在坛城做。
OK。
好，所以你如果做施食的话，用师尊的方法，你如果是平常不是佛菩萨的生日的时候，你就用师尊的施食法，不管你是几点，你只要准备这个米水，这样就可以做施食了。好，那
You just need to prepare if you're doing it at home, you just need to prepare the 7 grains of rice and water. Before meals, you can just do the great mandala offering that Grandmaster taught. If you don't know how to use the ritual implements, you don't have to use it because it's a supporting condition. In a assembly, when there are a lot of people, we need to use the ritual instruments to guide, coordinate everyone's tempo and pace so that it can be the same. But if you're doing it by yourself and you're one person and you don't know how to do the ritual instruments, you don't have to be attached to using the ritual instruments. You can just do it sincerely.
我直接出去就可以了。
对，你如果是做师尊的这个施食
If
法，
you are performing Grandmaster's food offering ritual, for myself, I would light a small stick of incense at the altar, pray for Grandmaster.
等一下哈，
Just hold on a second.
我都还是一样在坛城，我只要
I would if there is an
第一个先
altar, I would definitely start from the altar. I would pray for Grandmaster to dwell above my
第二个
head,
我在坛城
and I would light an incense and pray and write a home syllable on the water. Pray for Guanyin Bodhisattva to
供养里面
pour amrita into the water. If you have an altar, I would recommend you do this front part at the altar. If not, then everything's done outside. So after Grandmaster, the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas have blessed it, then I go outside and recite the Great Golden Wing, Garuda, Dapeng Qinshiniao, etc.
啊，
要点香的话，那个香很长嘛，一直要在坛城把它烧完吧。
不用啊，你点香只是禀报而已啊。
When you light the incense, you are just informing the
你是作为一
deities.
个供养，你坛城香是放在香炉啊。
The incense is placed in your
再管它了，
censer. After you light it and inform the deities, you don't need to worry about it anymore. And you just you're using the incense to inform the deities and pray for them to bless your offering. Are there any other questions from other people?
新加坡莲花是问上师，
There is a question
一般在
from
莲
花原生。
拜忏尾部所唱的四皈依都是快板的。
For repentance ceremonies, Dharma ceremonies, the fourfold refuge that is sung is usually the fast tempo version. How do we discern when to sing the slow version or the fast tempo version of the fourfold refuge?
一定是唱慢，
For the evening recitation, we will definitely sing the slow
大家一
version
起在做
because everyone is doing it together.
拜忏的
And
时候，因为前面的拜
for
忏
the prostration ceremony, because you have
拜
been
忏法会的时候是以
doing
拜
the whole
忏
day,
所以
the
后面
repentance ceremony is the main thing. So the fourfold refuge can be, you can sing it with the fast tempo version, and there are two more words in front. I wanted to give you the fast tempo version for reference. There's the addition of Namo at the beginning.
只是
The fourfold refuge for at the end of the repentance ceremony is not the main
皈依
thing.
只是后面，
So it's only the end. So the repentance ceremony, the repentance prostration is the main thing. This is the fast tempo version.
当愿众生真的空和大圆满奥妙，南无自归依佛是没有停的。好，
There's
这时
no
候
stopping. So here there's no prostration and rising
再起，
after each
第二
line,
句再拜
unlike
再起。
the slow tempo
快板的
version.
时候就没有拜跟起了，就是直接南无自归依金
So
刚上
for
以拜
for
忏
the
为主
quick
因为
the fast tempo version, the fourfold refuge, the four lines are just follow one after another. So if you have participated in a repentance prostration ceremony, you know that's very long. And after a whole day of prostrating, bowing, etc., kneeling, you'd be very tired. So it's okay to sing the fast tempo version. But if you want to sing the slow tempo version, that's also fine. It depends on you. So there's no,
感谢大家的参与。
and that's the end of today's question and answer segment. And we thank Master Lian Wei for your compassionate teaching and also answering everyone's questions. And hearing Master Lian Wei's teaching really helps us to learn and understand the deeper meaning of these rituals that we carry out on a regular basis. And we thank her for her detailed guidance to help us learn the sacred chants and combined with spiritual cultivation. I'm sure after hearing Master Lian Wei's detailed elucidation, you have improved in your practice of the ritual instruments, but you have also gained a much deeper understanding of the content of the rituals, their meaning and significance. So we thank Dharma Assistant Likewan for assisting on the English side. And now let's welcome everyone to turn on your video cameras to take a group photo with Master Lian Wei and to have a keepsake. Can count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you everyone. Now you can turn on your microphones to say goodbye to Master Lian Wei.
好，所以下礼拜我们会把前南站再教完。
So the next lesson we will continue with the Sangharama praise and then continue directly to the grand offering before Buddhas, or grand offering to Buddhas, which is usually conducted at temples on the holy days of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. So good night to everyone.
谢谢上师，谢谢
的授课和贤加持，感恩的心，谢谢。
谢谢上师，感恩今天授课，大家晚安，下次见，
下周再见，谢谢。
下周再见，
大家晚安。
好，大家回去做事实哈。你们去学试试看，然后你们就会有问题。有做的人才会有问题，没有做的你就不太会有问题。哦。OK， 好。
好，早上好。
好，晚安。
谢谢你，
谢谢，
不客气，早安，晚安哈。
谢谢。
今天晚安，
好，不客气，大
家
早安。好，彩虹助教哈，一才讲师，
谢谢上师，美助教，
钟师兄，然后忍智堂连端，
谢谢。
老年痴呆，快忘记你们了。哎，联合上师终于出现了。
我在
联合上师在忙啊。
感谢上师。
哦，联合上师去西雅图吗？去西雅图。
是的。
哦 ，OK， 好好表演，好好表演都看你了。
西雅图见啦。
OK， 9月见，我9月才去。OK， 拜拜，大家晚安。OK， 拜拜。